Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well and welcome to what should be a really interesting modern battle in sea power. You guys have asked me to look at the most recently added warship, which is of course the American Constellation class frigate, and do a battle. I didn't want to just do a 1v1 type battle, instead I've decided to take all modern frigates that I can find in sea power and battle them against each other. When looking for the frigates, I decided to take just one type per country because of course some countries operate multiple frigates. And I managed to find 10. I then had to divide those 10 up in some meaningful way and noted that 5 were from European countries and 5 from non-European countries. So today it's Europe versus the rest of the world in frigates. As an overview, for Europe we have the Type 26 frigate from UK. For Italy, the Bergamini. From France, the Horizon. From the Netherlands, the Zeven Provincian. And from Greece, the Kortenaer. From the non-Europeans, we of course have the Constellation for America, the Anzac for Australia, the Gorshkov for Russia, the 054B for China, and the Mogami from Japan. We're now going to quickly buzz through each vessel type just to see their armament, make some predictions, and then we'll battle. So we start off with the Constellation, American frigate based on the European FREMM model, multi-purpose frigate. 0 have been built and 20 are planned. In sea power they are extremely well equipped. In their VLS they have 16 RIM 66 M5 SM2 MR Block 3, range 90 miles. For super long range, surface to air, surface to surface, we have RIM 174B SM6 Block 1A, range over 200 miles. For closer in, we have 16 RIM 162 ESSM, active radar homing, surface to air, surface to surface, range 30 miles. There is no traditional Seawiz on this vessel, and instead we have 42 RIM 116B rolling airframe missile from that guy there. Range under 5 miles. I had an interesting chat with you guys the other day on the previous battle that we did. I complained, why do a lot of modern frigates and destroyers not have the traditional gun Seawiz? You say, effectively, it's being replaced by short-range missiles. Most of the time, in this case, RAM is essentially becoming Seawiz. For surface-to-surface, an interesting contingent of 16 RGM-184A, the Norwegian-built naval strike missile, low observability cruise subsonic missile, range 130 miles. And we've seen how effective that can be in sea power so far. Also, an interestingly small single 57mm naval gun on the bow. Next, the Australian Anzac frigate. Entered service 1996 and 7 are in service with Australia and I think 2 with New Zealand. Armament, RIM 162 ESSM, 32 of them, Block 2, active radar homing, range 30 miles. The same missile for surface to surface, 8 RGM-184A naval strike missile, 130 miles. I'm ignoring the anti-submarine warfare stuff because it's not relevant today. A 5-inch or 127mm gun on the bow. Then on to Japan, Mogami class. We've just done a battle with this and seen how powerful it is. Entering service 2022, 6 currently in service with Japan. In her VLS she has 32 RIM 162 ESSM, and interestingly, in sea power it's the older block, semi-active radar homing rather than active radar homing. She does not have traditional Seawiz, again she has RAM, so 42 RIM 166 rolling airframe missiles from that guy there. Surface to surface, she is not equipped in sea power with her indigenous Japanese missiles. Instead, she's borrowing American RGM-84D Harpoon, range 80 miles. She also has a 127mm gun on the bow. Over to China, their latest frigate, the 054B, and I should say that I've tried to pick the latest frigate of each country where I can. That's not always been possible, and I'll try and explain why as I go. So the 054B, brand new, entering service early 2025, only 1 in service at the moment. Surface to air in the VLS, 32 HQ-16, range just over 20 miles. HQ-10 for super close in, I guess you would call this the equivalent of RAM, range under 5 miles, 42 of them, and that's from that guy there, that looks suspiciously like a RAM launcher. Surface to surface, 8 YJ-83A supersonic cruise missiles, range 97 miles, or they cruise subsonic, then they go supersonic in their terminal phase. We have a 100mm naval gun on the bow and a single 30mm 11-barrel Sea Whiz here. So interestingly, for close-in defence, it has traditional Sea Whiz and ram launcher. Finally, for the non-Europeans, we have the Russian Gorshkov. And I should say at this point, I'm sure you've spotted it, all the vessels we've seen so far, no, correction, all the vessels but one are low fidelity. The Anzac is high fidelity, so very highly modelled in 3D. The rest are low fidelity, but for today's macro battle, it's going to be absolutely fine. Russian Gorshkov frigate entered service 2018. 3 are in service so far. In terms of their armament, well, I haven't used this vessel for a while, so let's have a look. For surface to air, 32 SA-21. What actually is that? Okay, it's a Growler missile. It's one of the smaller missiles from the S-400 set. It's the 9M96M, range 60 to 70 miles. Active radar homing. In real life I thought, but it says semi-active radar homing here. I'm almost certain they're actually active radar homing in real life, but we'll overlook it. Closer in, we're going to have SA-25, Sosna R, 9 miles. SSN-26, this is going to be the P-800, the Onyx missile, range well over 400 miles. In real life it cruises subsonic and speeds up to supersonic in the terminal phase. For whatever reason in sea power it goes supersonic all the way. I don't suppose it really matters. Up to about Mach 2.5, just under Mach 3. A 130mm gun on the bow, and we have, I think, 4 30mm Sea Whiz. 1, 2, 3, 4, acting as goalkeeper. For the Europeans, we have the Type 26 frigate, not in service yet. Like the Constellation, it's a next generation frigate. Planned, interestingly, are 8 for the Royal Navy, 6 for the Australian Navy, and 15 for the Canadian Navy. Armament, a very interesting missile, the Sea Scepter, 48 of those, range 14 miles, active radar homing missiles. They are fired not from VLS but from mushroom farms here and here. We have some land attack Tomahawks. In this variant, 16 that are going to be no use today. Surface to surface, or surface to a ship I should say. We have naval strike missile that we've seen plenty of times today. 8 of those in the VLS. A 127mm gun on the bow. We also have Sea Whiz, so this does not rely on close-in missiles per se. Sea Whiz here and here amidships. Also twin 30mm cannon here and here. And defensive measures. Next we have the Italian Bergamini, which is of course a FREMM. The French have FREMM, the Italians have FREMM, and the new Constellation for America is also a FREMM. Armed with Aster 30 long-range surface-to-air missiles. Range, well, it depends who you talk to, but about 100 miles possibly. Surface-to-surface, we have Automat Mark II. Range over 100 miles, subsonic cruise missile. A 127mm gun on the bow. Interestingly, a very different doctrine in that we have on the stern, mounted up high, a 76mm gun. Also 25mm cannon, kind of a midships here at the side, but no traditional Sea Whiz per se. The 76mm gun is going to be used as Sea Whiz, I believe. Next is the French, and I've gone for the Horizon class frigate. Now I wanted to go for the FREMM, but it's not working in sea power at the moment, or should I say it's not working in collaboration with some of these other vessels, so I've had to opt for Horizon instead. Surface to air, it has Aster 30 again, 30 of them. Also Aster 15, a closer in version of the Aster, 16 of those, range about 20 miles. We have a strictly French surface-to-surface missile, the MM40 Block 3 modern Exocet missile, range 100 miles, subsonic cruise missile. Really interesting arrangement. 2 turrets on the bow here of 76mm. I think they might be the same as the Italian 76mm, which is a Rapido, rapid-fire accurate gun. I stand to be corrected, it's a while since I studied these. We also have a 20mm gun, and forgive me, but I can't see where that is, so you guys will have to fill me in where that is. It feels like a Sea Whiz, but I can't see a Sea Whiz anywhere. No, there it is, cannon there. Greece we put in with the Kortenaer frigate. It's a pretty old vessel, to be honest. It started service as a Dutch frigate, passed on to Greece and I believe the UAE. And I should say a lot of these vessels are not just sailing for the countries that I've described. A lot have gone to other countries. but I'm just going to go over what I would consider the main country. It's the oldest vessel here, and it's the most lightly armed. We've got 8 RIM 7M Sea Sparrow, 8 old harpoons, a 76mm naval gun, and 30mm cannon somewhere. Yep, that guy at the back there. In fact, what is that? Huh, it's a Sea Whiz. Can't be a 30mm Sea Whiz. What is that, viewers? I've studied it before, but I can't remember now. Anyway, one more vessel left, and it's the Dutch Zeven. Oh, wait, no, it's not. I really wanted the Dutch Zeven Provinciën in here, viewers, and I had planned it until I got to this phase in the battle, and I realised it doesn't work, or should I say, it doesn't work in collaboration with these vessels here. It just crashes the machine. It's a shame, because it's one of the best vessels in sea power, modern vessels, but it's life, viewers, suck it up. So I've had to transfer the Zeven out, as I've had to do with another ship, a Taiwanese ship, and I've transferred in another French ship. It's a Lafayette. So today we're going to have 2 Frenchies with 24 Kortenaer, whatever the heck that is. Surface-to-air active radar homing missile. Didn't even know about that. 8 modern Exocet missiles, 100mm gun, and defensive measures. In terms of the battle, we'll do our usual large battle, 100 miles between foes. They can see each other to begin with, but then they rely on AWACS, and we'll see what happens. Then we'll go into about 20 miles, then we'll go in for a broadside. For the long-range battle, who's going to win? Well, I really don't know. I mean, I've not kept count in detail, but my feeling is that the non-European vessels, the Constellation and its low observability missiles, of which it carries 16, is going to be really beneficial. Also, the Russian vessel, which has 16 supersonic cruise missiles. Also, the Chinese 054B has only 8 cruise missiles, but their supersonics are loads of missiles. First of all, more surface-to-surface missiles in the non-Europeans than the Europeans. And as well as them, a lot of them are supersonic and a lot of them are low observability. I'm really just thinking as I'm going here. The European vessels, on the whole, seem to carry less surface-to-surface missiles. None of them are supersonic, and only some of them, the naval strike missile, are low observability. So I'm going to have to guess it's probably the non-Europeans, but I'm usually wrong, so stand by. Welcome in 100-mile battle, viewers. We have cheap views so everyone can see everyone for the initial bombardment, and then we're going to go to AWACS. I want the Europeans to win, and I want to play as the Europeans today, viewers, but I can't. I have to play as the non-Europeans due to some restrictions I have. You just have to take my word for it. 3, 2, 1, go for initial barrage. So we've got Constellation firing her AGM-184. We've got Anzac firing her RGM-184 as well. We've got Mogami, who is not firing. Pause. She's not actually in range of her RGM-84 deltas. Only 80 miles, so fine. We'll just have to wait for that. We have Type 054B firing her YJ-83. We have, wow, the Russians have pinged out 16 Onyx already. Let's have a look at the Reds. Lafayette has fired all of her Exocets. Kortenaer has not fired because she's also not in range of her surface-to-surface missiles. Horizon has fired all of her Exocets and is now firing Asta, interestingly. We'll come back to that. Bergamini has fired all of his automats, Italian cruise missile, and Britain has fired all of her naval strike missiles, so out we go. Let's see. A quick look at the missile. This is a P700 playing a P800 Onyx. The Onyx is actually much smaller than the P700, reason being that it was actually designed to be carried by aircraft, but as far as I'm aware, never actually was. But on paper, at least, just as effective as the P700 or more. We have YJ-83, supersonic cruise missile from China. We have the naval strike missile from Norway. I can't remember who fired that. We have, interesting, pause. This is an AGM-86. It's playing a naval strike missile fired by Constellation class frigate. Why does it look like this? I'm not actually sure. The models are available for the naval strike missile, so I don't know why the mod maker's using this. But either way, it should theoretically act just the same as a naval strike missile. Let's see what red missiles we can see. They've all gone off our viewability, so unfortunately I can't see them. Let's have a look at these. We've got Asta 30 being fired at P800. Why? Well, because P800 is cruising up high. It's now going down. Are the missiles going to catch it in time? I don't know. Maybe. These are SM series of missiles playing Asta. And it had to maneuver and it's missed. And are they all going to miss? Maybe. Yeah, probably. So the P800s either detected that they were being shot at by the Astas, or they were just very lucky and they dived at just the right time, put the Asters out of kinematic ability, and it appears they're being completely useless. So that's a massive waste of Asters, but so be it. We've got another bunch of Asters, this time Italian Asters from the Bergamini. And they are blowing up. That's interesting. Why are they blowing up? Let's have a look. Well, there you go. Because the P-800s have gone below the radar horizon and they can't target them. So just a big waste of missiles going on there, to be honest. They're not really the Europeans' fault. It's just how it happened. More missiles out now. French Aster 30s. Again, lots of Asters being used in this initial barrage. Presumably guided in by AWACS, question mark. I don't really know what's going on at this point. Oh, a miss. I think that was jammed and a hit. Anti-ship missiles today used all have electronic warfare suites on them, and so we'll try and jam missiles as they go, and they are doing that successfully. By the looks of it, a lot of missiles missing. A lot of missiles missing. This is going to be problematic, very problematic. That's just so fast. 1700 knots, so nearly 3 times the speed of sound. Now we've got Sea Scepters coming from the British. We've got Aster 30s coming from someone. We've got more Aster 30s. But these are absolutely taken down. Just a huge barrage of defensive missiles being fired. Taken down. Let's look from the back here. So it's all about the SHORAD now. Look, a massive amount of missiles being fired. Booster off. Some Sea Scepters coming in around the side there, played by, looks like a Russian Panzer missile. Oh, are we going to get a missile come through here against Kortenaer, who is just not defended? We are. That's, oh, wow, wow, wow. One ship down, the most weakly defended of all. 2 ships down, the Bergamini went down. Wow. Just too much. Well, I was not expecting that, viewers, to have so many ships taken out straight away. Well, I guess P-800s are good, but we've seen them taken down pretty easily before. I sense the Europeans have been very unlucky there, in that they fired the first salvo of Asters just at the time when they were about to hit. The P-800s dived and missed. Then they fired another set, just really badly timed again. Again, I can't really control this. And they were lost. So that was, you know, like 50% of their HIMARS missiles gone. And then they just, it feels like they just didn't quite have enough missiles to defend the last bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, Type 26 has 1 missile left. So it used everything. Bergamini had nothing left. Look, all Asters are completely gone. Used up in those initial salvos, which were just, well, they were just badly timed, weren't they? Horizon, nothing left. 1 Aster 15 left. They ran themselves out of missiles. It's as simple as that. Lafayette had some missiles. I didn't see her using them or using them very well. So that was just a bit disappointing all round, to be honest. Just an unfortunate sequence of events is all I can say. And we could run it again, but exactly the same is going to happen, viewers. It's, as you know by now, these are not scripted, these battles, so we just play them as they are, and that's how it is. Long range, it just doesn't work against this foe. We wait now for the slower missiles to come in. I noticed that we've not seen any of the other red missiles yet, and I don't know why that is, but AWACS is up. AWACS is radar on, so we should be seeing them when they come within the AWACS. But unfortunately, a next batch of missiles is going to come in the subsonic missiles. You've got this weird naval strike missile here. You've got the real naval strike missile here. You've got the Eagles by Japan, by China, wherever they are here. Where the heck have the red missiles got to? And the Reds very much licking their wounds. In fact, 2 have completely submerged now, or have sunk. Bergamini's gone. Kortenaer is just about gone. Red missiles, still can't see any freaking red missiles. What is that all about? Well, I apologise, Europeans, but going to be lots of unhappy Europeans. So I guess we see what happens. Double check my ship radars are on. Yep, they're all on. Double check the Reds radars are on. Yep, they're all on. Naval strike missile heading in. I very much doubt. No, I know the Reds can't defend because they've got no missiles left. They don't have enough missiles left to defend this. That is most unfortunate, viewers. Something just blew up over there. The hell was it? A helicopter got blown up. No idea what that was all about. Strange shots. There come the missile. Pause. Well, here's an interesting thing, viewers. I've got an AWACS up here in its usual position. Its radar is on, but for some reason it could only see the missiles when they were 12 miles, basically coming over the horizon. For some reason it couldn't see these missiles. That's interesting. And it meant that these guys couldn't use their SM6s for what their SM6s is good for. So I don't know why that is. You can see just as much as me. All hell's going to kick off. There's not much point in watching the Reds. The Reds can't defend themselves anymore because they've not got any missiles. The Blues can. They've had to kind of leave it late. What is this? Another naval strike missile modelled as an AGM-86. Okay, weird. We'll allow it. Got exocets coming in. Okay, Constellation is smashing out ESSM as she should. Anzac is firing. Again, they don't carry a huge amount of missiles. Anzac, out of ammo. Constellation, 50% ammo. Sorry viewers, you're missing a lot, I know. Automat coming in now. Okay, they've made relatively short work of the missiles. They've done pretty well, actually. Why? Well, I guess they've just used their missiles much more effectively. Another batch coming in now. Are we going to get any missiles come through? Well, it appears I did not divide the teams up very fairly, viewers. Come on, let's get one through at least. Let's get an exocet through. Last salvo of exocets, probably. Check their weapon. We've got this guy barely used any weapons, any defensive weapons at all. This guy, China, still got plenty of defensive weapons. Mogami still got loads. Anzac's out of everything. Constellation has about a quarter of her missiles left. I guess at least my predictions were right. Come on, let's get a flute in. Okay, they're gone, and everyone's sunk over here. The Type 26 is sunk. The Bergamini is, wow, still on the way to the bottom. Wow, 16,000 feet. Where the heck are we? Not in the Marianas Trench. I don't know where we are. Horizon is gone. She's about to be going down. Kortenaer is gone. Still on her way down. Lafayette. Oh, and Lafayette's on fire. Everyone's dead. I did predict that the non-Europeans would be better, but I had no idea it would be so night and day. Why did it happen? Well, in my measly opinion, it was just a bad sequence of events in that the Russians, wherever they are, fired their supersonic missiles, which attracted most of our HIMARS missiles. Well, almost all of them were ditched for various reasons. And so we only had close in over the horizon, within radar horizon defense, which was seriously depleted at that point and just couldn't quite take out enough. We got overwhelmed. Whereas these guys, strangely, didn't have the ability to fire over the horizon because for some reason AWACS just wasn't working. I don't know why. 20,000 feet, some reason. Anyway, it didn't seem to matter, because they fired their missiles within radar horizon and they managed to deal with the threat easily. There was no supersonics to worry about. There was low observability, but there was such a fierce amount of radar and defense, they managed to take it out. So what does that mean? And does it mean that non-European frigates are much more heavily equipped than European frigates? Well, it does seem that way, doesn't it, viewers? If that's the case, then why is that the case? I don't know. Because you guys know more than me, I invite your comments, guys. Let's move into within radar horizon battle. Welcome back. We're now well within radar horizon. It really is just unpause and let everyone shoot at everything, and it's just mad and impossible to follow. It's just a sheer test of medium range firepower and go. Who has the most firepower? Oh, and Constellation isn't firing. Why not? She's weapons free. There she goes. Well, it appears everyone's fired everything as usual. Trying to look at some missiles. We have... harpoons can fire finally. They didn't even need to fire last time. Aster missiles, direct fire. Yep, that's quite a mess. Constellation hit. Constellation down. Much to your consternation. Mogami firing away. No way of seeing in this melee what's going on. Probably something. No European ships. Could we finally win one? Constellation on fire and out of the battle. Trying to see some other ships. Mogami. No one else hit. Everyone else defending. Kortenaer. Naval gunfire smashing away. Britain also firing. Naval guns. Oh, we've got the Super Rapido going. Well, this is the other way round. I reckon Reds are going to win. How interesting. Naval gunfire from Lafayette. Someone's hit. Can't see who it is, but someone's hit. Bergamini's hit. Brits smashing away with a, well, measly rate of fire. Still no major separation. Another hit here on Bergamini. No hits on the Russians. No hits on the Chinese. No hits on the Japanese. No hits on the Australians. America still severely hit. People starting to run out of weapons. Here comes some YJ-83s, which have not been defended, despite pumping out the C-Scepters. Type 26 is bang, bang, boom, boom. No, it's not. It's missed. And this one didn't. Yes, it did. Another one missed. Bit weird. Well, we know it can be hit because it was sunk last time. Ah! It's a cheating ship. My favourite. Bergamini, fully out now. How's Constellation? I would say pretty much fully out now. Right. Even a cheating ship can't defeat that. It appears it can. SA-21 direct fire. Oh, it looks like Lafayette's been hit by the Russian direct fire Grumble missile. Yep. Oh, jeez. No one has to see that. Ah, those damn blues are doing it again. Just too much damn firepower. Look at these ships just exploding over the horizon. Gorshkov, no hits. China, no hits. Loads of red missiles are fired. The defense is just too strong on the blue side. No hits. Hardly, apart from the American. No hits. It's terribly embarrassing. Blues appears to have turned his cheat shield on so no one can hit him. Let's see if this can hit him. No. Oh, and they're all otherwise dead. Dead, dead, dead. Huge. Right, no one can cheat from these. Huh. He's cheating. He's got one of these, seems to have one of these invincible jammers. This is why I don't use offensive jammers, viewers, because it just does this and no one can be hit, which is just silly. That's a bit embarrassing, viewers, but either way, the Reds have lost, so even if you cheat, it doesn't really matter. Oh, look at that. An AST-30 chasing this missile backwards. Can it get it? No, it can't. Ah. We tried. Oh, well. That's over, viewers. This ship can't be hit, and there's nothing I can do about that. So, I really wish they would fix that, by the way. Another resounding defeat. Why? Much more firepower. Much more firepower on this side. Welcome back. Final battle for today. 1 nautical mile broadside, just because we like it. Can we finally get a European win? Don't forget, we've got the super rapid guns here. Fire! Yeah, look at the super rapid go. Oh, the American is down. Wowee. Suck it down. Look, Bergamini not even scratched. Wow. For once I predicted something right. In fact, I made lots of... Oh, damn it. Bollocks. American, firmly down. You. Australian, fighting on. Japanese, doing actually okay. 054, Chinese. Look at the rapid of that gun. Oh my god, it's using his 30mm Seawiz. Oh, peppering, smashing to pieces the Australian. Oh, but the Horizon taking an absolute beating. Kortenaer. She's finally in the right place to use her technology. I know, let's bring out a helicopter. At least it's a Lynx. Ah, we lost again. God damn it. What is that all about? Even with a cheating ship. No, the cheating ship is of course untouched. You best ignore that, viewers. In fact, I'll delete it because I'm bored of using things like this. Ping, deleted, suck it. Unpause. Bergamini is still going. Anzac. Damaged. Not even touched. I didn't even see this guy get fired at. Kortenaer. Oh wow. Oh wow. Imagine being on that ship and that happening. There's one brave ass ASW pilot. Oof. Most unfortunate. Oh, just to finish him off. Come on, he's already dead. That's it. I removed the cheesy one, viewers, because it's just a bit boring. Blues win. At any range, they win. They're just more powerful. It is what it is, viewers, but it was an interesting thing to see the Europeans. Now, would it have made any difference if I could have got the proper Zeven Provincian working? Probably not. I don't think it's hugely armed in comparison of what we got here. And what about the FREMM instead of the Horizon class? If I could have got that working? Probably not. It's about as armed as the Horizon, maybe even less. So I don't think it would have made any difference. It's just simple. The European vessels in sea power are not as powerful. What do you think about that as compared to real life, viewers? It's very interesting. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise, and bye-bye.